just because he wins every single cup he participates in, which makes it harder for the European players to win some money.
And that is certainly a little bit frustrating, Kevin. Hyun stealing the livelihoods.
He is, man. TSL Hyun and TSL Revival are rocking it in the European scene. If you guys are not aware of which cups I'm talking about, think of Zotac Cups, think of Play-M Cups, and think of Go for StarCraft 2s. Do you know that Hyun has won 3 monthly finals already, Ben? That's 1,500 euro.
Go for SE2?
Yeah, the monthly one. You know the only player who has won more monthly finals than Hyun?
Nerchio.
Yes, he won 5. It's so silly. And he also won Let's Go for StarCraft 2, so he's qualified again for this month's final. Oh, these guys. I really love the European Cup scene. I know that a lot of people find it silly. Certainly in these days, Ben, when there is just an overload of StarCraft. You know, I'm not afraid to admit, I cannot watch all the StarCraft I want to watch anymore.
There's a lot of it out there.
There's
so many great leagues, so many great players. And so much just awesome stuff going on just around the world, man. Of course, we try to watch GSL as often as we can.
Yeah.
Now that we live in California, it's a little bit more.
We show up at work and we're all low on energy, and our boss is getting frustrated. Like, guys, why don't you take any night rest? Oh, well, GSL was really interesting last night, boss. So I went to bed at 6. Guys,
you're supposed to be preparing for the show. I was up all night preparing for the show, boss.
Yeah. I was like, so do you know who's playing today? No, but I saw MC last night and it was awesome. Oh man, look at the opening we got over here from Fnatic Oz. Of course, Oz being our red Korean Protoss spawning in the left bottom side of Daybreak, while TSL Hyun is our Korean blue Protoss spawning on the right top side. That's a very quick forge, Ben, and when you put your forge over there, you have something in mind.
You absolutely do, Kevin, and it usually involves shenanigans and tomfoolery. Oz known for this kind of play. Not necessarily known to cannon rush, but he's known to mix it up and force his opponents to play awkward or play against his kind of awkward 2-base styles. And I love what he did by putting that pylon at the third base, Kevin. He's going to let this hatch go down.
Are you sure?
I would have been sure a couple seconds ago because I thought for sure he was going to cannon it.
Well, it doesn't seem to be the case, Ben, as he still didn't really drop any cannons. He's just going to wipe in the Nexus. This is such an interesting opening over here from Oz already, and I have seen it before, but it's been quite a while.
A couple of Lings set to hatch from...
I mean, how's Oz going to wall this off in time, Ben? Or how many cannons is he going to get over here?
Yeah, we're either going to be applauding this guy for his incredible creativity or wondering what in the hell he was thinking when he built that first forge in his base.
Yeah, or Wydra is going to watch this game and say, Oz, there are Zerglings in your base, and it's going to be annoying for you to deal with this.
Special tactics, not so good. Overlord will scout this forge, so Hyun's no longer in the dark. He knows exactly what's up. Maybe Oz was just hoping that perhaps his opponent would try to hatch first. Sadly, that was not the case for Oz.
Yeah, that's of course a possibility. And hatch first is still one of the situations, Ben, where you don't mind going for the cannon rush. You can go all out.
Oh wow, that was really cool.
I saw a cancel.
You missed some brilliance there. There was a small gap that the Lings could have fit through. Cannon was not quite finished, but he stuck a pylon in the gap, forcing the Lings to go the long way around. The cannon finished. It bought him the critical seconds, keeping the Lings out of his main base. Little things, Kevin. Yeah,
true, only 2 Lings though, as a couple of Lings were on the other side of the map, but you're right. Now I'm still going to have to kind of wonder, Ben, was this all worth it? Even though it was definitely not a massive investment for us, but I don't know. He lost a pylon, lost 100 minerals. On the other end, he did basically still go Nexus first. The pylon was before the Nexus. So other than that, you could say, well, it was greedy, but he got away with it. It's a pretty quick +1, by the way, for us.
Yeah, it's certainly one of the faster +1s. It's not the fastest +1 that we've ever seen though, and kind of lines up with some gateway timings that are out there. 4-gate +1s or even 6-7 gate +1 builds.
Keeping a close look on all the assimilators we got going on the map, as we only have 1 assimilator right now. He's going to wipe in the second one, but this is 6 minutes, man, second assimilator, so that's really not that quick. So I guess we can see Oz drop a couple of gates soon while Hyun is just droning up on the other side of the map. For the people just tune in right now, once more, Hyun is currently 2-0 in the league, while Oz is 1-1, but he did not actually lose the game as he entered the league with an 0-1 record.
So important that Hyun is chasing this probe off the map, Kevin. If a pylon goes down, that opens up a world of possibilities for Oz. But if he can't place that proxy pylon, then he has to go across the map with all of his units. It creates a lot of travel time and gives Hyun plenty of time to prepare. It's going to make it much harder for the kind of gateway timings that we were maybe speculating.
While the Zerglings were surrounding the Zealot band, one probe did make its way over to the right bottom side of the map, but I believe Hyun caught a glimpse of that with one of his overlords over here. As he's already morphing in now the Roach one as well. It's not a super quick Roach one though, 7 minutes. The good thing about having the Forge over here though, Ben, is that it's much harder for a Zerg player to check what's going on regarding upgrades.
And man, Hyun has seen everything. He sees the pylon. He's chasing that probe. That said, Stalker's coming across. That pylon's going to finish, and Oz can warp in a Zealot if he wants. +1's ready.
Only 3 Zerglings on the map right now.
Let it go.
This pylon will fall, but not at the cost of at least one of those links. Man, Hyun is really going to have to produce some units right now. But Roach 1 is almost done. How much lava do we have? We have 8 lava saved up. That should be enough, no?
Yeah, I think he's going to be fine. There's only 4 gates working. Oh, this is really scary. But again, Hyun just has everything in position. He's going to spot this, maybe in part by accident. But we'll shut down this pylon. There are some Zealots making their way down into the 3rd base, where some damage is going to be dealt, but 11 Roaches hatching mean this will get cleaned up with minimal losses taken. This puts Oz in a really awkward position, Kev.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad spot. 51 drones against 49 probes right now. That is sort of okay, but right now Hyun is going to have the freedom, man, to just drone up, and we can see him immediately morphing 13 drones. Perfect defense by Hyun. A beautiful play.
Yeah, very, very nicely done. And when we step back and we look at all the things that Hyun did right, spotted the initial probe, saw the probe when it crossed the map a 2nd time, shut down the pylons, caught the hidden pylon in the main base, made enough units to react to the Zealot pressure, and then returned back to droning. It all looks so simple and seems so basic, but it is very, very easy to miss one of those steps and then just lose a game.
Yeah, no doubt, Ben. Even me as Protoss players, I sometimes think like, it's also easy. And every now and then I like to play some Zerg, work on my off-race. A couple of sentries are quite exposed over here. Of course, he could save himself with force fields, but this is tricky. Hyun has perfect drone count right now. But you know, sometimes I play Zerg, you know, and it's like, I hope I play against the Protoss because I'm gonna own this guy, you know. I'm pretty good CVP. And then like I miss one of those things and I just get caught off guard. I was like, why don't I have the same amount of units as these other guys?
Still, it's never come to the point of you saying, "Man, Protoss is so OP."
No, I always know. I always know the blame is on me. So it's a nice thought.
A lot of Lings in production and more Roaches in production for Hyun, who looks like he's going to be stepping up the aggression here.
And I like that, Ben, because this is not super quick 3 bases, but of course after the early game investment that Hyun made, I think it's fine for Hyun right now to start pressuring. He's even researching drop right now. Roach speed is on the way. Zergling speed is almost done. Also is going to need some fantastic force fields.
It's going to be tough. He does have a good position at the top of this ramp. That's not something Hyun's going to be able to break right away, but he can try to go around.
He doesn't really have the cannons over here. Doesn't have a wall either. If I was him, I would send this observer out. There's absolutely no sense keeping this observer with your army. That is exactly what Oz is going to do right now.
In the midst of all this, Hyun getting a great scout down, sent an overseer through the bases and saw that no robotics bay has been started yet, so he doesn't have to worry about Colossi in the meantime. 170 supply right now for Hyun. He's going to max out in 1 or 2 more cycles. 13 Roaches just spawning. And wow, man, Roach speed finishing drop about halfway done. I love this choice. Certainly, especially after a
Ben, how can Oz be out on the map right now?
And oh, wow, could be just a game-ending mistake there, as all of the sentries are going to be surrounded. Roaches coming in as well. Force field's not quite perfect. And as quick as that, Hyun is going to be able to shut down this.
Beautiful link movement there as well, Ben. Did you see it? Not allowing those Immortals to go home. The Roaches will clean up these Immortals. And Oz is in a world of trouble. He's down 100 supply. This is 12 minutes.
He's beyond being in a world of trouble, Kevin. His world is ending right now as Hyun comes crashing into the natural. He's going to catch a couple more Stalkers. Blink is done.
Oh, the Cybernetics core.
But so is the Cyber core, as the Roaches are just going to power their way right through. There's just nothing Oz can do. He knows it. Throws down a couple more force fields because he can, but it's not going to make any difference. So many Zerg units just streaming into this natural.
And that's just what happens, man, when that 4-gate +1 isn't really worth it. Oz is going to GG out. Hyun takes the first game so convincingly, and this guy, he just keeps impressing me, man. Now, this is just the first map. This was just Daybreak. And Hyun played good, no doubt. He barely made any mistakes. But what was Oz doing there? in the middle of the map while you're going up to 3 bases.
That was really silly. Those units should have been between the natural and the third base, in position to respond to any kind of aggression. Observer should have been out over that center 4th base so we could see where the army was moving. That was it was an amateur mistake, quite frankly, for Oz to make. And,
you know, I can understand it if he didn't see the army before, but he saw all those lanes, he saw all the roads. Maybe he didn't see everything, but he saw the majority of it. And as we often say, we think if Protoss goes up to greedy 3 bases, you can try to punish it, but it might be just as good just to go 4 base, get Infestors and Broodlords out as quick as possible. So normally you would think, well, maybe Oz was there because he wasn't expecting that many units, but he saw a lot of them.
He saw everything. It was a very obvious mistake, and one that hopefully he will not make again. Our next map's going to be Ohana. That first game brought to you guys by Audible. You can download and listen to a bestseller today if you want to head over to nasl.tv/p/audible, where we are running a special promotional offer on your own.
What's the last book you read?
Best-selling audiobook. Last book I read was the 4th book in the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. Blaine is a Pain.
How was it?
It's a little bit weird, to be completely honest.
Was it weird?
It's out there. I'm working on Wolves of Kala right now, and that one's also a little bit weird. But it's a fun series. It's a lot of fun.
All right.
I would definitely recommend if you guys head over to Audible, maybe you can look up some Stephen King. I don't know if there are any Stephen King audiobooks out there, but they would be a lot of fun. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Game number 2, Oz versus Hyun. That's coming up when we get back. Stick around.